God, hit the wrong hotkey. Sorry about that. Good morning. Fat fingers. Alright, let's get this started. Let's see. I admit, I kind of dug around to see where resurrection happens in this game because I'm pretty sure this is mostly a no-death type run game. And for the most part, that's not true. There are opportunities to resurrect, of course. And in fact, you pick up your fifth person in your team right at the very entrance. Of course, I'm carrying him around, the halfling bones. Never occurred to me, honestly, that was what it was. It's okay. So now we just need to figure out...
Hello, baby!
Cubic79, how's it going? August, how's it going? Oh, my characters died. Earl and Doris and all the good folks, they got wiped out. Oops. They got wiped out by a bunch of spiders. Poisoned to death. They're dead. So I have created a whole new group of adventurers. Spiders indeed, yes. The spiders are brutal. I made a terrible mistake not to have slow poison available. I had no idea where to cure them. Because my cleric did not have a neutralized poison spell, so... we are now on the 3rd level. I have a 5th member that I have not resurrected yet. Apparently it's a couple more levels before we get there. We can skip through all this. Alright, so we're going to load where I left off. What happened was I made a mistake. I fell into a pit that I shouldn't have. Excuse me. So, let's see. Ooh, hey, what's that? I know where this goes. Alright, there was a eyeball. Set of eyeballs, well, carved into a wall back here. Turn on bulldozer mode. I don't know why it doesn't save that. There we go. All right. There was a set of eyeballs back here. I think it was back here in that little alcove. Yep, there it is. All right, so we're going to save this because I honestly don't know what's going to happen when I put this gem in here, but I'm guessing that's what goes here. It's the same color anyway. So how are you guys this morning? Doing good? Early. Doesn't. Gotta give it to Lena. Just got it. But you're good, just missing bit okay. Where is my camera? Oh, I know what happened to my camera. I was showing off grid cartographer. Let me disable that. Hi. Sorry about that. Yeah, before I ended last night's, I was talking about grid cartographer, which is what I'm using to map this out. How's it going? And I forgot to disable it before I ended. I didn't even bother to look at the live scene. Much confidence in that, I guess. Alright, let's see. I am going to mark this spot, I think. Going to mark it. What am I going to mark it with? Let's see. This is... I don't know what the heck this is. What do I mark it with? Treasure and gems. No, they're technically gems. How about... statue's probably the closest I'm getting. Not really a statue per se, but that'll work. My fat little belly is now a slight little belly. So that's been nice. Going to the gym, I see, huh? Something change over here. Earl II. Lena. Yeah, I got Bob Jr., Earl II, Doris Jr., Lena. Yeah. Hopefully their progeny is better than they were. Oh no, there's another set of eyeballs, so I gotta find another blue gem. I've actually learned quite a bit between yesterday and today. I had... Oh crap, what hit me? Oh god. Hi there. Oh crap, I haven't... Here we go. Some of my lesser knowledge of Dungeons and Dragons. What's that there? Alright, so I'll just have to trade it out. Is to remember... hey Slythe, how you doing? Welcome back. Good to see you. Some of my lesser knowledge of Dungeons and Dragons. Wait a minute, I teleported. Reminded me that, oh, that's... Wait, what? Oh, that's weird. What happened? Sorry, I got really confused. Is make sure to use blunt weapons with skeletons. Here's the other eye. Because you do more damage if you're using slashing or piercing. It takes like half damage or something like that. I completely forgot about that. Okay, something else happened now. Yeah. Old school knowledge. I had completely forgotten that was a thing. I've been down this way, but I don't think there's anything else here. Do I have any heal spells left? Yeah, I do. Let's... for a little bit of a boost. I'm kind of worried because I need to rest, but I'm trying to minimize how much I rest. This game is sort of time-based. There's only so much food, and the more time you spend resting, the hungrier your characters will be throughout the game, and therefore you will run out of food. Crap, Here we go. Jeez, this is confusing. Even with cartographer going. So there's sort of a tactic. There's another set of eyeballs. I guess I should put statues in all these little alcoves. How about we do that? Let's pause again. These. Okay, so we're gonna put statue here. I think that was a statue there. We'll come back to that in a minute. Really? Good God. So that's the first statue. It likes to bounce you around and makes things so much more confusing. Look at that. It keeps kicking me to the very top. I appreciate that you kept Earl and Doris as female and male, respectively. Well, you know, that was kind of the humor. It reminds me of the old Beatles song, Obla Dee Obla Da. Let's see. Desmond puts on his pretty face was a mistake or something like that. It was actually, he ended up referring to them backwards in the song, and you actually kind of hear him laugh if you listen really carefully. And so they just kept it there. Because why not? It was funny. Okay, so that is the other statue. Save that, and really probably should save this here too. But yeah, so this game is, the challenge comes from you have only one save slot. You will die. If you're not careful, your character will get wiped. Or your party will get wiped out if you're not careful. And, if you lose more than one, you may not be able to succeed. I think I know what this is doing. I think I have... I don't know, I'm taking just pot shots here. But I'm guessing that in order for me to progress through this area and not get kicked back to another point in the dungeon, I have to keep putting those eyeballs in. But yeah, so you have to progress... See? Kicked me back again. So... Oh, I never finished that one, so... Well, that's why I didn't finish it. Okay, so I'm missing that eyeball. Already picked up that one. So I think I goofed somewhere and should have come back and put an eyeball here. I think I advanced beyond where I should have been. By mistake. Or I put the wrong eyeball in. This would be very tricky without a map making you aware of being teleported. Exactly. And that's the point. I remember playing... I very distinctly remember playing Wizardry on the Nintendo way, way back when it was new, and one of the things that kept tripping me up was you had no map at all, so you had to remember where you were located, kind of keep track of it in your head. And oh, there's the other eyeball. Okay, and as soon as you got teleported once, you were pretty much done because you wouldn't know where you got teleported to, and you'd have to just kind of wander around until you found it. That one's done. But yeah, you're right. Without this map making, I mean, you could do it on grid paper, which is what most people did. Just use grid paper to kind of work your way through the game. Uh-oh, it glowed purple. Why does that not make me happy? Why does it glowing purple not make me happy? Alright, let's see. So I'm gonna rest. Elsewhere, I remember this game on my Amiga 500 Plus. You know, probably had better music. Just saying. I mean, really, truthfully, that was one of the things that Amiga had, but aside from that, I bet it wasn't a whole lot different graphics-wise. Looks pretty good for a DOS game, honestly, from 1991. Does indicate a change. Purple eyes could be a good thing. Yeah, it could mean that that teleporting around is no longer an issue, because this was where I kept bouncing. Nope, still bouncing me. Kind of stuck in a circle here. Don't remember having an in-game map, though. That's because it didn't have one. This is Grid Cartographer that you see in the upper... or a part of Grid Cartographer that you see in the upper left-hand corner. It's the automatic map making part of Grid Cartographer. It helps keep track of where you've been. Oh, it opened that doorway. Ooh, look at that. I see all kinds of goodies. I see food. I'm probably going to get attacked. Get my back to stuff. I see two ladders, some arrows. Oh, nice. Hallway. So, oh, wait. He needs that. She can hold a shield for now. So let's do that, and we're going to put that there. And that's chainmail. Nice. Because I bet it impacts her casting spell. Why is that guy called Doris? It's kind of a joke. We were having fun with it. If I really, really wanted to play this seriously, you know, of course, I would give them all names like, you know, Caroline and whatever. Come up with some just weird fantasy-sounding names. But in the end, I just wanted to have fun with it. Have a little bit of a laugh. Because why not? Delgore. Let's see. Let me mark these ladders real quick before I forget, because I will forget. So that's a downward ladder, and we're gonna stick that right there. No! No, 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 no. Oh, crud. I didn't mean to go down. There we go. Alright. We're gonna put a downward ladder there, too. So we got 2 downward ladders. Good to see the hoodie problem of around 1,000... was around... See the hoodie problem was around 1,000 years ago. Yeah, no doubt. I think Gandalf was the one who, popularized that. My opinion. Yes, they do. Supposed to. Right. But yes, this is such a great little game. I really wasn't sure of how much I was going to enjoy it. I was looking forward to playing a dungeon crawler like this. Hadn't done it forever. But I was really surprised. This was Grimrock 20 years before there was Grimrock. Yeah, Grimrock was basically, from what I've seen, I've never played it, but from what I've seen and from what people have told me, it is basically take everything that people loved about the old dungeon crawlers, modernize it a little bit, so that you have some quality of life improvements, you know, things like that. And then reimagine it, you know, bring it back. So I think that's pretty cool. I really do. I think that was really cool. Gamble. You lost 10%. Okay, so that's what it did. It opened up this little passageway area, which allows me to travel downwards. I don't think I'm ready to go down yet. I really don't believe so. And if I go down, I may not be able to go up. In fact, I'm not even sure. Oh, I'm sure. I can go back. Well, I think there were some changes for the Game Boy Advance for this, and one of the other systems, Sega maybe, they added some additional characters. Never played first Grimrock, but played the second. One of the best RPGs. One of the best RPGs I'd played in years. Can't recommend it enough. People keep telling me that. It's not on my bucket list. Technically, this isn't either. Truly, the Forgotten Realms series is kind of sort of a bucket list item. It is, yep. In fact, you can get all three of the... Well, you can get all of the old DOSBox series, as well as the early Dungeons & Dragons games from the late 80s, early 90s, from SSI and Westwood, from GOG.com, GOG.com. And they're all like $10 a piece. Probably £10. I mean, I know you're in the UK, but in general, they're all around the same price, and they tend to put them on sale all the time. I think if I bought this, I probably didn't pay more than $2.50 for all three of them. This was Forgotten Realms Volume 1. Volume 2 has Pool of Radiance and like 5 other games in it, which is an incredibly good deal for $10, especially if you can get it on sale for half that or less. And it's the first, at least 4, I think it is 5 games actually, because there's Pool of Radiance, and there's 2 additional, and then Pool of Darkness, and that's an actual series, like a story, one single story across 4 games. And then they have a Dungeon Master game that you can build your own dungeons, which I think is really cool. Temple of Elemental Evil, that sounds familiar. Hang on, let me double check, because honestly I'm only passingly familiar with it. I was never huge on Dungeons and Dragons as a kid, so yeah, the 3 EOTB are combined $10. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. So Collection 2 is Pool of Radiance, Curse of the Azure Bonds, Hillsfar, Secret of Silver Blades, and Pools of Darkness. That's 5. And then you have Gateway to the Savage Empire, Treasure of the Savage Frontier. Those are separate from that first 5. And then you have Forgotten Realms Unlimited Adventures, which is the dungeon building utility. So you really have 8 games in the second collection, which is insanely good. And then, of course, you've got Archives 3, which is cheaper, but it's only 2. Dungeon Hack. It's basically randomly generated RPGs, dungeon crawler, things like that. So you can map it out, but you're going to have to map it out every time. It was a very early turn-based D&D game from the 90s. Yeah, and this is not. It's real-time. Stuff will attack you, and you have to fight back, or else your characters die. It's not like Baldur's Gate. Hit pause, attack, plan your attack, and then unpause it and let them go. Yeah, so this is a great series. I mean, it's really, really a good price. Temple of Elemental Evil. Ooh, really is it? Oops, hit the wrong button. There it is. It's not on sale in the US, unfortunately, but it's still only $6 from 2003. Yeah, it's not quite retro yet. Has a gameplay looking at the interface, has a gameplay similar to Baldur's Gate. Even a similar art style, of course, which was Dungeons and Dragons as well, but a different studio. And post Baldur's Gate 2. So maybe this is where they went. I know Baldur's Gate, the entire series, goes back before the PC version that came out in the late 90s. And then Baldur's Gate 2 a few years later. And then it continued after that on some of the consoles. I don't remember all the details. So I've seen one other streamer go through them. Let's see. You ever play any of the wizardries? Yes. That's kind of what inspired me to want to play this. I don't know, a couple of years ago, I started thinking about Nintendo, the old Nintendo, from the 80s, and I had remembered one of the games that I used to have fun, I would just stay up too late playing, was Wizardry, the original. And I had so much fun playing that game. But it's hard to find the original on PC. leg. But yeah, Wizardry was a blast. The original, even the original Might and Magic's a lot of fun. They got a little weird. I never really got into the Heroes of Might and Magic thing, but behold the power of the pink sparklies. Yeah, I know, right? If that's not a teleporter, you know, you don't know what is, right? So I'm going to go back this way. I'm not going to travel any further because going down to the next level is actually a much more difficult level. I need to gain some more levels for my characters, or at least get some more experience, possibly pick up some more gear. Now let's see. Is there a benefit from chain over leather? I'm sure there is. One of the things about this series too is that things are obvious. Like if you don't stop and look at each wall, uh-oh, a Flind. Looks like a cat person. Why does Lena look like he is smoking an It does, doesn't it? I think she's holding up an amulet. But yeah, so stuff is obvious. They really make it obvious. As long as you just look, you can see it. Like there's a button there. Click. Oh no! And then yeah, the wall just vanishes right before your eyes. Oh, another Flind. These things are actually kind of tough for my party right now. Here we go. Don't put me in bad with the cat. In modern games like this, press button and wall equals, please pay $2 for this part of the dungeon, pretty much. They like it. But this is definitely a scum save game. But the thing about scum saving here is that you only have one. So if you screw up, and this is how my party died the first time through, I fell through a hole, and I thought, I'll just find my way out, you know, get back up to the upper level. And I really wasn't that far, but I got attacked immediately by a spider who poisoned both of my frontline people. And I had no neutralized poison spell available to me as a cleric. It's a higher level spell than my cleric is. And as a result, the characters died. Couldn't continue. I was so disappointed. So I had to recreate the party after they died because I couldn't find anybody to heal them. Apparently, because I was curious to see where you can actually get neutralized poison. Apparently a cleric or another NPC cleric or a healer can take care of it, but the nearest healer was on level 5, and I died on level 4 without really being able to travel very far in level 4. I wasn't going to make it. There was just no way. Oh, another Flind. Oh no, 2 of them. Supposedly they can only attack 1 at a time, so there's that. Jeez. I guess I might survive this. There's 1. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Is it a dog, person, a wolf? I don't know what it is. It's a half animal, half person type thing. Woof. Boss it up. Let's see. August. I figured out what the problem was with my Secret of Monkey Island, which is what I'll be playing after this. Oh wait, I got a backstabber. Turned out... Sorry, the kid's being quite distracting. Turned out that it was because I had installed a new monitor, and it actually switched my audio output default to the HDMI port that the monitor was plugged into. And for some reason that was causing it to just freak out. I didn't notice it till I was streaming because, well, I don't use the default output. I actually use Voicemeeter for controlling all the audio. And everything was fine, but it was causing stuff to immediately default to no audio. And then I finally, after I got done streaming yesterday, I said, let's take a look. Nice, so it's pirate life for us very soon. Arr. Indeed. Yeah, that's not bad. I was afraid it was something more serious. I'm like, come on, I want to finish this game, you know? This one's going to be difficult, though. Not gonna lie. This is going to be a difficult and maybe longer game than I first anticipated. There's only like 12 levels to this. And I can get through a lot of them pretty quick. Came up across Lara Croft on a bender. She's not too good when she's been off the rails for a while, huh? Oh, there is a demo called Operencia, which is a Grimrock type game. Decent demo. Well, the dungeon crawlers are pretty popular still. Like the nostalgia behind the idea of how these work. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Probably, you know, they got a bit of a cult following, really. Uh-oh. Oh, 2 of them are attacking me. I thought the guide said there was only supposed to be 1 at a time. This is not cool. Some of the other versions of this, or not this, some of the other Dungeons & Dragons games have auto attack. There goes my bless spell, I'm in trouble. There we go. And they just automatically attack when you come up on stuff. You can hit the button and they just do their thing. This one's a bit different, and I think I'm gonna have to heal or rest. Oh boy! All right, so we'll save because I'm not gonna make it. I don't think. Actually, I'll save it. I don't want to rest till I have no choice. And how are they? Are they hungry? You're getting there. We'll throw them some food. There is also a glut of Factorio knockoffs, but yet to find any that are decent. Yeah. It's just, you know, something they go through like phases, right? They just keep going through phases of stuff. What's that? Like something's either standing on the other side of the door or there's loot laying on the floor, but it's not moving, so I'm guessing it's loot. It is loot. Fireball. Yep. Looks like a gigantic room. Oh no. Probably not gonna make this. I don't know, I might. I mean, it's kind of iffy. I don't think I have... I've got slow poison. Haven't got acid arrow. If I get lucky on this... There we go, I might make it now. As long as I don't keep missing. Good God. Good Lord, come on, stop with the misses. Bob, Earl, get your butts in gear. Actually hit him. Oh, there we go. And of course you have no idea how much hit points they have. Like what are left. You have to just count up all the hits. Go. Starting to run out of room for inventory. Alright, so what we're gonna do is... I've never been attacked. Camping. Resting. I'm going to guess that it's not a thing, so... Just kind of go from there. Okay, so yeah. Here's that. Save. Oh, I teleported somehow. Interesting. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Hate it when it does that. See, there's that door. And there is some slime creatures or something. 38 hours resting and nothing came past your camp. Exactly. See, that's the one thing that I think is really weird about this game, is that there is no real consequence to that. Especially considering that thing. Wow. Basically. Yeah, that's the one thing that's really weird to me, is you can just rest for 50 plus hours and nothing attacks you. Oh god. Come on, fellas. Oh crap, there's 3 of them in there. Really? Come on, boys. Bring it on. Oh, look at that. Smack him. You can also slap him, too. Party mode. I wish. And these guys just aren't moving. That's hilarious. I keep wanting to, like, do extra clicks. Oops. It does not know how to be calm, I'm telling you. There's another one. Hi there. Time for you to go bye-bye. This room is full of these things. Here we go. So, I am gonna save. Actually, I'm gonna save. I don't know. Not really sure. Everybody's healed up and ready to go, and the 2 monsters that were sitting right outside the door, they never bothered to come bother me. Look at that. Camp 3 meters away from the mobs and hope they don't look your way for 3 days. Exactly. Isn't that weird? And then go out there and kick their butts. But they're camping on stuff too, so... These things cast lightning bolts. Apparently quite susceptible to melee if you can actually hit them. Then again, we don't play games like this and for realism. That's a fact. Oh crap! That's a bunch of them. Oh my god, look at that. Uh-oh. Oh no! If you miss, that portrait's gonna get you. And 1 guy's down. Alright, so we know that that is going to be a tough room. Oh, fail. Alright, let's see. 752. 5 minutes ago. Bring it on! 30 seconds go. Run away! Run away! Brave Sir Robin. Alright. I can take maybe one at a time. And it's funny because, oh, they're not bothering me at all. Like, I've got nothing to worry about from them. Nothing changes from game to game, I see. Excuse me. Yeah, pretty much. Rush in, guns blazing. We're gonna cast Bless. We're gonna save. I've got nothing to worry about from them. Let's see how that plays out when you die in 10 minutes. You know. Uh-oh. Wow. That was awesome. Okay, I kind of goofed. The controls are a little weird, really. In how they work. Wait, let's see here. Shield taken. Alright, so where am I? I'm in a room full of these things that are kicking my ever-loving butt. And I'm running out of inventory space. Wow. Isn't that funny? Alright, so much loot in this room. Scroll of Flame Blade. There is also potions of neutralize poison as well, so if I can find those, that would be awesome. See, there's healing. Get lots of healing potions. Okay, so there's that door. That's the door I came in. And there's a door over here. Probably gonna regret pulling this lever. We'll see. Gotta get the wife up here in just a few minutes. Then we'll... Oh, hang on a second. Let me do something, because the cat's gonna get her up faster than... Give me just a minute. I will be right back. Second here. Let's see. Telling you. Oh, commercials. Just a second. Go. All right. Watch XNDX for just a minute.
I'll
be right back.
Because there were some rumors floating around. And the rumors were, and I didn't want to book a vacation, right? if at the last minute things were looking like we wouldn't be able to go, if they would go into a lockdown or anything like that, right? So I looked some stuff up and everything seemed fine, but I came across a rumor of people saying it doesn't matter what happens, it's already predetermined. We are going into a second lockdown, but it's not gonna be as severe as the first, but we're going into a second lockdown September 18th. That's the rumor I read like over a month ago. September 18th is tomorrow, and I heard yesterday on the news that the government is gonna announce something tomorrow in terms of extra measurements for the corona thing. That's kind of odd, isn't it? I find that a little bit strange. That's like a huge coincidence, right? Like getting it right on the dot. That's like a huge coincidence. That's very, very surprising to me. You can share your opinion in the matter. It's like with everything here, Yaroslavus. We can talk about everything as long as people are civil. And so you can share your opinion. But as with everything corona related, because we tend to derail too much, there is only 5 minutes of corona talk allowed. Give or take. Give or take. They reduced the number of COVID deaths by 94%. Yeah, that has something to do with something I've been saying and that people have been saying since the beginning, right? There's a huge difference between dying of and dying with coronavirus, right? And if they decided now that dying with coronavirus doesn't count, then those numbers that...
There we are. Sorry about that. Usually I thought he was actually playing Resident Evil 4, I think it was, that he had listed. Sorry about that. Alright. I think I saved. Yeah, I saved. So we're going to open this switch. We're going to see what happens. And hope. Ooh, gained a level. Go Lena. I guess technically it is her birthday. It's your birthday. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this brings me back to this area. And we want to go... Less spell expires. I will say at least those buffs last a good long while. There's that, huh? Okay, so we've got more rations. Dude was going off. Yeah, he was. Cat wanting food fuss is like a DOT. The longer you leave it, the more painful it gets, that's for sure. Yeah, he was. He doesn't normally have rants like that, so I don't know what happened in his chat. I usually watch him in the morning before I go to work because he's kind of a stay-at-home dad, I think. And he's really kind of a cool guy. He doesn't generally like to go on. He'll even tell you, he's like, I don't want to have this conversation in my channel. It's just not the right place because it's something that bothers him a lot, I think. So that was a bit of a surprise. I'm sorry about that. But as you could tell by the name, he's a big Indiana Jones fan as well. So he likes all those kinds of games. You probably enjoy watching some of his retro stuff if you ever get into it. I think, yeah, I went that way. We're gonna go this way. I've already found my way out of this level. Doesn't bother me, you know that. Well, I know, but it does some people, because some people are tired of hearing it. And, I think to a degree that's one of the things that bothers him a good bit. I'm gonna go this way. And, you know, it's one... Oh, crap. It's one of those things that you hear so much about it, it's kind of hard to not want to say I've just had enough. Can we just get back to normal? Crap. Die, you big ugly thing. There we go. There is no normal anymore. It won't be for a few years. I at least agree to a certain level on that. Oh, no, not another one. Oh, no! Oh, yeah. I agree to a certain level on that. I mean, I'd like to think it's me a little less, but I think it's probably safer to just say, yeah, it's going to be a while. Going to be a little while, at least. Right. One thing, the keyboard controls on this game are absolutely terrible. I'm going to take off this wrist rest because it's getting in the way. My left hand, you can't configure this. There was one complaint that I have about this game. You can't configure the controls at all. You pretty much have to use a keyboard and mouse, but you're only using the mouse to attack. From what I can tell, there's no visible buttons. You know what? Let me check something. Let's look at the manual real quick. Scrolls up to the I've got nothing to worry about comments. Yeah, no, there's plenty to worry about. I don't ever want it to think that you feel. I don't want you to ever feel like that's the case for me. I worry about it all the time. I'm just kind of stuck in a situation where there's nothing I can do about it. There is. Let's see, that's fingers. Secondary slot. Hang on a second. I'm trying to see if there's actually, because the controls for this are terrible. So basically what I have to do is my left hand has to be on the number pad, which is all the way on the right-hand side of the keyboard. And then you have to use the mouse in order to attack. Problem with that is this is great if you're left-handed, because your right hand will be on the number pad and your mouse will be on the other side of the keyboard in most cases. The thing I remember about this game, the most was at the end of each floor it would ask you for the X word or the Y line in page Z of the manual. Only did that on the first transition. So from level 1 to level 2 it did that. It hasn't bothered me since. Because there's only one way down to the second level apparently, go down the ladder. And I think that's the only time you ever see any kind of copy protection. Of course, you could copy the manual. It's not that hard. Even back in the 80s and 90s, it was not that hard. Laser printers existed in the 90s, even in 91. Let's see, belt pouch, feet. The wrist. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Characters run out of food, he loses 1 HP for 24 hours and cannot memorize or pray for spells. Ooh. That's no good. Drive scrolls, let's see, actions. Yeah, see, there is no information on... But if the mouse is off, there's got to be keyboard commands to attack. And I'm okay with that. Even back then, there was a cracked version where you could put it in any word and it would, yeah, it would have worked. They did better than Lands of Lore control-wise, at least. Yeah, quite possibly. So this is weird. So you can disable a mouse. And if you can disable a mouse, that means you should be able to use a keyboard. So I guess... What the heck? Let's see. Okay, so I is Lena's inventory.
C is camp. And that's it. Alt and Control don't do anything. Shift doesn't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 through 0 doesn't do anything. Yeah, I muted myself pressing buttons. It was the equals key. I have the equals key tied to the mute, which is also what actually, when you use channel points to shut me up, it just turns the hotkey on for the mute, which is also tied to a scene element, a source, which is the censored. Let's see. So, pray for spells. Yeah, that's all right. So we've got those. I'm going to keep adding slow poison. Oh, yes! She now has tier 3. Awesome. What does... What does prayer do? God for the manual. And the cat just walked by me. I might have to go get the cat. Where is the spells? There it is. Okay, so there's mage. I need cleric. Yeah. He's such a pain in the butt sometimes. He really is. He gets this attitude. So magical vestment. The spell enchants the cleric's own robes, providing protection at least equivalent to chainmail. Ooh, nice. Okay, so that's good. Prayer. This spell is a more powerful version of the first level Bless. Ah, yes. Okay, the spell increases the party's combat ability and decreases the enemies. Spell is not cumulative. Remove paralysis is going to be an important thing if I run into anything that actually stuns me or turns me to stone. The next level of cleric spells, I get neutralized poison, and that's the serious one that I need desperately. Also, after that is Raise Dead, which is what I need in order to restore life to any of my party members. So, we are going to... We're going to use... Oh. Oh. I don't know why he didn't have its full... Oh, he doesn't have the ability to take on Fireball yet. Maybe next level. Channeling her inner Farrah Fawcett. Bear with me for just a minute. Let me go get the cat. I'm going to mute myself. Be right back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Arena has been cleared. Here we go. Alright, this is where I actually died last time. Let's see if we can do a little better this time around. I don't think there was anything over here. Yeah, that's right. We already went that way. That's where the teleporter's located. I swear that looked a little different than the others, but it's not. I'm just looking for stuff now, I think. Oh yeah, that's right. It was back the way I came. Museum. I didn't see that before. Okay, so I guess that was the museum. We'll just say yes. Let's see. Already been that way. We're gonna go. This is the way I went that I got slaughtered. Oh, look at that. There's a pit trap right there. So we are going to... that for just a minute, and then we're going to drop something here. I'm going to put a little note that there is a pit. Is that elevator? No. Nope. Ramp up, ramp down? No. It's funny I don't have an actual pit option. Oh yeah, I do. Sort of. Open pit. How's it going, Twilight Hero? Welcome back. Good to see you. Excuse me. We're working our way through Eye of the Beholder. It's not quite your regular modern day Dungeons and Dragons. Anti-buried earlier. Anti-buried earlier. I'm sorry, what? So are you gonna heal? I hate the variable heal spells. It drives me crazy. Okay, so we're gonna save, because this is starting to get difficult. These mobs down here are starting to get very difficult. Keep going left. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I wasn't sure if that's what you meant. I was a little thrown there for a second. I'm sorry to hear that. Whoa, one shot. Funeral is today. Man, I'm sorry to hear it. That's always terrible to hear. I hope everybody's okay. Hopefully it wasn't too serious. Wolfshear! How's it going, man? Yeah, no doubt. How you doing, man? Welcome in. I was supposed to be playing Secret of Monkey Island, however, I had some interesting challenges. It's alright. I think we all get that way. Sometimes when we're not really thinking straight, you know, we don't always really express our thoughts as clearly. Yeah, just woke up from a KFC coma. Hey, I'll tell you something. So yeah, I was getting ready to play Secret of Monkey Island, and I had bought a new monitor, when I plugged it in, apparently it set my default audio output to the HDMI for the video card. And it started causing my Secret of Monkey Island to crash. I couldn't get it to load at all. And I found out about it yesterday while streaming. I realized what happened and got it fixed. So I should be playing Secret of Monkey Island soon. Depending on how long it takes me to finish getting through this. Which, honestly, I'm cruising through it if I can avoid dying. We're going to save it, actually. But have you ever played any of these? This is a great series, it really is. Here's Skilly, how's it going, man? Sending hugs and warm thoughts to Twilight Hero. No doubt. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's such a terrible, terrible bit of news to ever hear. 120. Oh no. Crap, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh no, I'm not. What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Finally getting some coffee into you. I really like Pool of Radiance. I almost played Pool of Radiance first. Is Doris's primary ability talk to the hand? You know what? Yes, actually. If I take her shield away, she can slap people. But yeah, I almost played Pool of Radiance. That was actually one of the ones that I had in mind initially. I still question why anybody would pick up food in a sewer and eat it. Never fully completed it. Always die horribly or get distracted and lose the save. Oh, that sucks. Cat, oh my god, not letting me type. Keeps putting her... Yeah. Sounds like my own. He likes to get up there and bite my hands. He does that on stream sometimes. He ends up getting kicked out of my lap as a result. Okay, so there's a key. And we are going to mark this. Go. That's what I do with my girl when I... You would. Let's see, looking for a key. There was a key icon at one point that I came across. Was it Edge? There it is. So we're gonna get rid of this. Kind of like the edges better. Those make more sense. This is why I will always like dogs more. Mine used to know what me saying F off meant, but I'd say it's all friendly. And truth is that yeah, you can kind of teach dogs that. You tell cats go away and they get closer. They don't really have any respect for that. But that's just the way they are. I don't have a key, do I? I feel like I have a key. Who's got a key? I have a key master. It's Lena. Lena has a key. Wow. There we go. That was crazy. Alright, I hate how accurate that is. I'm enraged. And I'm not even eating an orange. Is it some days peeling an orange is like Mission Impossible and half of it ends up on my hands. That's why I don't eat oranges. My blackcurrant and cherry sparkling water I just ran out. Aw. Wow. Oh, I went the wrong way. Well, crap. Hang on a second. I goofed. I put the keyhole in the wrong wall. Let's see. And where's the keyhole? There it is. Although still easier than having to deal... Oh, what is it? What party are you going with? The party of Doris, Lena, Earl, and... what was it? Doris? Oh, yeah, and Bob. So I have a fighter, a paladin, a cleric, and a mage. Bob Jr. is the fighter. Earl the second is the paladin. Lena is the cleric. Doris Jr. is the mage. I'm not a huge connoisseur of Dungeons & Dragons games. So I kind of suck at party building. Hopefully this is actually somewhat sufficient. Junior and second because they died, yes. You got it. They didn't survive. They didn't make it. Merlin, Farrah Fawcett, Invisible Blunt Smoker, and Hoodie the Chav Man. But yeah, that's basically it. It's a good... Yeah, it's not... I mean, so far they've served well, because the first party I had a thief. What was it? I had a fighter, a thief, a thief, a cleric, and a mage. And they ended up dying because I fell down a pit on purpose, and then I made the mistake of saving it. Thief named Pete. That actually sounds like the name of a movie. Or a book. Sneaky Pete, that's his name. Thief named Pete. Also known as Sneaky Pete. But yeah, and they died due to getting poisoned. The big challenge in this game is largely just not dying. You can't die, really, until you get to around the 5th level of the game. And even then, you don't really want to die because it becomes very difficult. If you lose one and you're not close enough to the healer, you're probably going to kill off the rest of your party. Like right now, I'm carrying around the bones of a halfling. And supposedly those bones can be resurrected. Did you play Icewind Dale? I tried with 6 paladins. Was interesting. I have played Icewind Dale, at least parts of it. These are usually a go-to in D&D for traps and stuff. Yeah, see, that was why I wanted a thief. I wanted a thief in there so that I could pick locks. But there's so many keys, I had no need for picking locks. I mean, I had the spare key in my inventory. I didn't find one on this level. I had a spare one and it worked in that lock. So I'm like, what's the point in having the thief? So I don't have a thief. I gave up and said, you know what? I'll take a paladin and a cleric. The paladin takes enough damage, can do a lot of damage. They also have the ability to cast buffs and heals. Yeah, some games don't take full advantage of classes exactly. Yeah, I think that's the case here. But other than that, they do have the classic Dungeons and Dragons, style and feel, as well as rule set. So it's right. It's just like you said, they didn't take full advantage of the class. May not have really been the point in this one. If your wizard survives long enough, he'll become a god. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's already instances where he just does so much damage. Ooh, extra healing. Not just healing, but extra healing. Healing of the most extra. And that's just regular healing. I really wish Tolkien left one character in named like Neil. God, that would have been great. We have Bilbo and, oh Lord, I can't even think of it. Yeah, and Sam. They got Sam. That's the closest you're going to get. Although it's Samwise, but still. See, there is a lock. Oh, that lock appears to be jammed. So what does that mean? Does that mean I have to cram a dagger into it or something? I mean, what does that mean? No. Oh, put that there. Oh, I didn't know they could do that. Okay. Oh, I see. That's how you swap characters. Huh. Yeah, you can't use that. Very interesting. Excuse me. Okay. Samwise is as close as we got. Good old Sam. Now the real question is, how do you open a jammed lock? Who's got the stone dagger? You have, no? You do. Bash it with a mace? No. About a dagger? No. You enjoyed Pool of Radius because they had tactical placement and such. Yeah, see, that's the one thing that make this a lot better too. Instead of this style of everyone in a row. Yeah, see, that's, well, that in I don't remember if Pool of Radiance had pause. Like, this is all real-time combat. You have no choice. You have to attack in real time. But, you know, later Dungeons & Dragons like Baldur's Gate, which you know from recent experience, you can pause combat. You can, you know, make tactical decisions. And that's one of the things that makes this difficult, is you can't make tactical decisions. You have to think on your feet. And you have to stop and look at just about every stone. But everything's obvious. Like, if you look at that wall, you'll see when there's a button or some other kind of a interactive element. Yeah, Pool of Radiance was turn-based. I thought it was. Oh man, this being real-time would be rough. It is! Especially with these terrible controls. I don't know how to deal with a jammed lock. Anybody have any ideas about how to deal with a jammed lock? Anybody got any WD-40? I'd even take a little silicone spray. Possibly might be what a thief is for. Yeah, you know, I thought about that, but then you hit it with a wrench. That works in every other game. I tried shoving a dagger into it. Didn't work. Yeah, see, that would be one thing, but and then I thought about it, well, if it's jammed, a lockpick set wouldn't make a difference, would it? I mean, that's my first thought. I think I better save. Alright, so looks like there's another path down here. Go back this way. Oh, just takes me into this inner sanctum. I bet you this teleports me somewhere, doesn't it? No. It's just a intersection. Oh no! Boom! Jeez. You ever play the Might and Magic games? You know, it's funny. I personally haven't. It's actually one. The first one, at least, is one that I want to play. Because what I remember was I was in middle school when that came out. And of all people, my mother bought it. And she played it, I bet you, for about 3 months. And she struggled to get through it because it was just, it's like it kept going on and on and on. And she couldn't, I think she had a hard time understanding what the point of the game was, the idea of the game was. But she enjoyed it. It was too long for her. And that was one of the things about these games, I think, that intimidated me as a kid, was these games could be long. If you really, really were not careful, you could make these games go on forever. Unintentionally. The heck is that? It's like a hole in the wall. This hole looks like the inside of a jewel box. Oh, I know what goes in there. Because I have a jewel. No one is able to pry this door open. I have a feeling I'd better save this. Let's see what happens when I stick this gem in the hole. Who's got... Oh. That back. Let's see, is it Doris? Doris has the gem. Uh-oh. Boom! In my case, fully intentional. Fully intentionally. Yeah. I, don't want to fall down in a pit here. Let's kind of map this part out. I see. Yeah, this is going to be real interesting to figure out how to get through. I need to save this, because as soon as I take a step, if I step off of one of these pressure plates, it's quite possible a pit in front of me is going to open up and I drop. So I may need to put rocks on them to keep them closed. Yeah, see, that one opened, but those closed. Oh, look at that. Another gem. Oops. Arrows. What is that? Speed. The potion of speed. Oh, actually a bunch of arrows. See, this would be where my actual D&D campaign, where my character would be standing off to the side with everyone else fell into pit traps. You'd be laughing at him. Yeah. You guys are losers. You're like, wait a minute. Here I am, all alone. Doesn't look like there's any other way out of this room. I saw no other doorways. Going to guess that if I fall down the pit, there's probably a way out. Oh, wait. So, let's, because this is what I do. Let's save it and see what happens. I know I'm going to end up in another room, but the question is what room? I'm not going to save it. Don't let me save it. If I save it, I'm stupid.
Alright, so everybody takes... Oh, it's a teleporter. Oh, nice! Okay, okay. Alright, so it knocked Doris Jr. out, but that doesn't mean we can't rest. Wait a minute. Why is it not resting? Is there mobs nearby? There we go. Like, what's going on? All characters are fully rested. So he's not... Yeah, they're doing alright. Go ahead and throw some food at each other. Alright, so we'll save. And I'm going to drop down in the pit because I think there's actually some merit to this, but we're going to go ahead and cast prayer. Ah. Boom. Jeez, he's kicking my butt. You... This Cure Light Wounds is doing nothing for Earl. Alright, so this is a teleport spot, so we're going to temporarily pause this. Let me make a marker here. Where's my teleport? Go. Save the map. What is that, a pencil? A wand. Oh. And... Yes! Oh, yes. Doris has a wand. Finally. You remember Pitfall? Absolutely. God, Pitfall is awesome. That was... When I had an Atari as a kid, my mother and I don't know how my mother came across, I think she saw an advertisement in the newspaper, but she came across an ad to do public tests of the old video, the ill-fated video game E.T. and the Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark for the Atari 2600. So we went, and they paid us $20 each to do it. Now, I was probably... I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, I guess, something like that, maybe 10. I forget when it came out, but anyway, so when that came out, and we went and played it, did the little surveys and the tests, we took that $40 combined and we went and bought Pitfall. That was what we picked up. That was our game. And I had so much fun playing Pitfall. That's definitely one I would play just because it's been so long since I've actually played it. That was probably one of the best games on Nintendo, too, easily. Oh, yes. God, I love that wand. Trying to keep an eye on anything sneaking up on me, possibly. But I'm also looking at each brick, too, trying to make sure there's no hidden buttons, and I'm coming up on the teleporter, so I think I'm actually safe. I think that's all that's down here. Oh, I put the teleporter in the wrong spot.
I remember a game where you were a long-haired skater and you skate your way through second levels. 2D levels was an awesome game. Oh, it was really familiar. Sounded kind of like Paperboy, but instead of skating, you were on a bicycle, harassing all the people that you were supposed to be delivering newspapers to. Alright, so it looks like I've got everything down here. I guess this is just all it was just loot. Alright. That was kind of cool. It looks like I've pretty much mapped out most of this, with the exception of the one jammed lock. Should have put a marker for it, and I didn't. Put a pit there. There it is. Trying to see if I can get accurate mapping. Yeah, I think that's close enough. I really don't need to map all these, but I was curious. I struggle to get into into modern games, not the same. You know, and some people go either way. I mean, retro games, people get really hung up on graphics. And then they start seeing these graphics, like, oh, these graphics, look at this, it's so old, why would anybody play this, you know? And in truth, the stories were oftentimes better. Gameplay, like controls, playability, not always so much better. But if you can get past the controls and just get into the game, you probably have a lot more fun with them. I think there's so many quality of life improvements for modern games. Some of them have become standard, basically, so really, if you don't see them, you feel like something's significantly missing. Where was that jam block? Jam block was somewhere around here. Boss. Hey, boss. Oops. I can't type. Of course, I can't see either, trying to do this keyboard the way I am. The heck am I? Yeah, I need to go that way. I need to go this way. Ooh. I haven't traveled down here. A Flind. And the Flind has died. Glorious battle. I was beginning to think I had the whole thing mapped out, but it looks like I'm almost done now. Except for that one jammed lock. This should be the last of my mapping. So this right here will tie that section in. We'll just keep going this way. $10 kebabs, please. Well, we've got one Bob, Bob Jr. Bob Sr. became a shish kebab. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna save it here. Gonna kick some butt. Alright. Boom. Oh, it's Laura Croft again. I'm telling you, she is such a troublemaker. Love. Don't love it too much, because it won't love you after a while. More bones? And armor? Oh, what is this? What is this? A spear? I found a spear? Leather armor. Oh, human bones now. Don't know what to do with this stuff because I'm running out of space. We'll give him that. The longsword. Crap, who can carry any of this stuff? I have no inventory. Anybody get a bag? Anybody get a bag of holding? You know, maybe? I have to leave loot. I can't believe it. What is my favorite food? I'm kind of simple when it comes to food. Rice, maybe? Simple? Easy? I mean, it doesn't have a lot of flavor. You can do a lot with it. Put gravy in it. Put butter in it. Throw some vegetables in it. You can fry it, really? Just, you know, really flexible. No, it's okay. The more I eat, the more I'd... so you don't gain weight. It'll happen. It'll happen. Give it time. It's not like beans. Beans, beans, the magical fruit. Ah, that connects that. So I feel like I have managed, oops, to map out almost all of this dungeon. Rice and tacos and burritos, though. Ew, rice. Cannot stand rice. I will say, you know, the texture, I can see some people having a problem with the texture of rice because it can be kind of icky. But, you know, I guess that's true for anything. I mean, just like take oysters, for example. Oh my god. Rice with some new fish on top. Some raw fish on top. Alright, Sushi Master. Sushi Master August. See, I couldn't do that. I mean, I've had sushi, and the thing I really had the hardest time with was the seaweed in sushi. I couldn't do that. Just something about the flavor of the seaweed is just really too strong for me. And I'm going to move this teleporter. Let's see, where is it? Right here, and we're going to take it away from there. You're Scottish, Irish mainly. Are you Asian? Yeah, no. It doesn't even have to be Asian, honestly. It's just, you know, some people prefer some things. Sometimes it's what you grew up with, too, you know? It's like, what did you get used to? What did your parents feed you? Sometimes it's even a matter of what did your parents tell you you couldn't eat? And then you try it and you're like, oh, I love this. You're a rebel. Eat it because mama said no. So is this the museum? Canadian. Hang on just a minute. Let me go. I need to go check on the wife again. She's like, get out. Be right back. Silly cat. Oh, got hairs all over my microphone. Soup. Soup? Let's see. My mom forced me to eat rice, bacon, scrambled eggs, butter on bread, mac and cheese. Now I can't stand them. See? See, sometimes that's what matters. That's what happens. It's like what you grew up with or what you were forced to eat. And that's okay. I mean, you know, you pick what you want to eat. That's the nice thing about when you get older, you know, you figure out all the things that you like. But you have to realize, too, it's like I need some variety. I can't just eat certain things all the time. I don't know, your parents are dumb like that. It never works. Just make sure. See, and, you know, it was a big deal to me. It was a big deal to me that I made sure that we had a variety and let her pick. And it's worked well. She's got a very good, nice variety of tastes that she can enjoy. Oh, the hole is tightly sealed. We used to take her to buffets where she could pick out what she wanted. She'd have a blast with that. Oh, hang on a second. There's... Yeah, let's see. Favorite soup I have. Let's see. I have no idea. My buddy made a really good mushroom soup one time. It was like 4 types of mushrooms and it was delicious. Yeah, I'd probably eat that. I will tell you what I don't like is cream of anything. I don't have any desire for cream of anything soup. Ugh. That jammed lock. Find that jammed lock. I'm going to mark it. And see if we can figure out how to get into it. I haven't had KFC mini filet burgers for months. Mini filet. I don't think we have that here. And last time I tried, we're out of stock or closed. Really? I don't think they have that here. I mean, we got KFC, obviously, but I'm not familiar with that particular sandwich. I don't really go there very often. It's been probably months and months since I've been there. In fact, probably before coronavirus. Yeah. Oh no, Doris, don't die! Crap. Crap, 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 crap. Come on, Bob, you can do... Come on. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Bob's down. Earl's down. Doris is down. The cleric can't do anything. I like chicken and curry. Curry, okay. That's an interesting one. I mean, at least from here. Yeah, that's where I need to go. Alright, so I'm going to save it here, because this is where I ran, getting close to where I ran into those creatures. You like black pudding? Pumpkin pie, hands down. Really? What is my favorite dessert? So my favorite dessert? Really, I'm simple with desserts, too. I'm just not a very complex person, I guess. I like chocolate cake or vanilla cake or just plain ice cream. Maybe chocolate syrup or chocolate in it or on it. Just like chocolate. Kind of weird like that. Huh? Yeah, my wife, Coffee, says she likes chocolate soup. Yeah, not to be confused with hot chocolate. Wow. So the wand is gone. There we go. Oh no, another one? Holy crap. I like pineapple juice, but hate pineapple fruit slices. You know, the texture of pineapple fruit slices are kind of rough, not gonna lie. Yeah, right, no pumpkin. Yeah, pumpkin. And she's dead. Alright, so we've come to a very tough area. Wait, pumpkin pie tastes like... Oh, what does pumpkin pie taste like? Tastes like nasty to me, but that's my opinion. Don't hate me for my opinion. Yeah, it's got a... To me, it's got a weird texture, and the flavor is just... I don't know, something about it. This is not good. This is not good. Sting the party. It's not for everyone, I guess. Yeah, no, it's not. It's really not. I mean, you know, people either love it or they hate. Yeah, well, it's really popular here too. Yeah, it's hugely popular here. Save this. I think I can get past this now with everybody fully healed. Wow, where did these things come from? Does it respawn? If they respawn, that's kind of cool, but annoying. I like brown sugary goodness. I'm having one of those days where I just want to eat all day. Uh-oh. Love butterscotch. I want to try butterscotch cheesecake or key lime cheesecake. See, I don't... Yeah, you guys are going to hate me. I don't even care for that stuff either. I don't mind butterscotch, but I don't care for the rest of this stuff. Yeah. I am, for some reason, having skipped frames. I think it's probably because grid cartographer is acting kind of flaky. I'm not having network issues, just skip frames from... Hey, Cheesy! 5 pounds of saltwater taffy arrived from Amazon yesterday. Well, I'll tell you this, if I want saltwater taffy, I don't have to go far for it. I can drive 15 minutes and I've got saltwater taffy. We'll buy a box of it. It'll sit on the counter for a month. You're ready to become a father with these jokes. I see food, I eat it. Oh. You have weak taste buds? No, actually, I'm not really that picky of an eater. I just... Most desserts I don't get into. I really don't. Not my favorite, like, things. How you doing, Cheesy? What is taffy? Taffy is basically plastic. Flavored plastic. That's really all it is, just flavored plastic. It is. I mean, it's just preference. But I just don't have a strong taste for sweet stuff. The only thing I really like, chocolate, as far as candy. Yeah, Raisinets. I like fruit. As far as sweet's concerned, I really prefer fruit. Not a dessert guy either, just pie every once in a while. I'm with you. Yeah, see? Oh my god. Ooh, ooh. I'm way more into savory stuff. I'm a crisps guy. See, I don't even really... I could eat chips, but... eh. I'm not really a foodie, I guess. I mean, maybe that's my thing. I just don't really... I eat... If it tastes good, I'll eat it, but, you know, for the most part, I eat because I need to live. Taffy. Hey, yeah, there you go. I thought, okay. Already been down here. There was some loot down here. So I've got my 5th and 6th party member in my inventory. Oh, that's kind of funny to say. I have my 5th and 6th party member in my inventory. I have a way to resurrect them yet. I had a chocolate and salted caramel cheesecake. £5 price with coffee. Ooh, actually not a bad price. I don't know, you could get coffee for like 50 cents though. Yeah. That does it. I'm getting something to eat. There we go. So let's save this. Beef, was it beef crisps are my favorite? What about you guys? Beef crisps are so hard to come across, though. I'm not sure what beef crisps are, but it makes me think of pork rinds, which is really popular here in the U.S. and not something I normally care for. Really too salty. I'm not too much for super salty either. So, like I said, I'm boring. Sorry. Ah, an up ladder. This takes me up. Where does this ladder go? It goes up. So this takes me back. Ketchup chips. Yeah, see, I hear that was popular. In your neck of the woods. Alright, so I'm going to go check something out here because supposedly there is, according to the clue book that came with the... Oh god. According to the clue book, there's actually a ladder. Or not ladder, set of steps. So much flavor there, mouth-watering. So I guess stuff does sort of respawn. I mean... Really? Just mapped out more of this level I didn't even know was there. Jeez. Finding more creatures. I could really use the experience, so I'm not complaining, but that makes me concerned that I'm gonna be fighting these things a lot longer. Oh yeah, I did miss some stuff. This is the level above. I have not completed mapping this out, so more creatures to fight means more experience. means more spells, better chance of survival. So much fun. Yeah. Alright, so supposedly there is a set of steps somewhere in this general area. I don't know where. How to get to it. Does the software not map out the stairs? It doesn't map out anything. I mean, the grid cartographer that you're looking at there, it does map out only where you walk, like wherever you can move to. But it doesn't add the icons for anything. You have to add those manually. That's what I've been doing, just kind of going through that process. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. Supposedly I can go that way, but I can't. See if I can go back to level 1. I'm pretty sure I got all of level 1 mapped out. And maybe you don't really have stuff respawning. Maybe it was just stuff that was wandering around from the area I hadn't quite explored yet. This takes me upstairs. There. So I think that's it, just from what I remember. This is the first area that you come to. And the only reason I even wanted to come up here is because it looked like... Sorry. Supposedly there was a hole in the ceiling that you can go up in, and I saw the hole in the ceiling when I was running around before. I think it's up there in the north corner. And supposedly you can go up it, and there's a healer up there who will resurrect party members. Because the 5th member of your party you pick up right when you walk into the dungeon. Like the very first few steps, you're right there, you pick up your first corpse. Yep, he's your new buddy. Pick up the corpse, he's your buddy. Oh, that's the entrance. Okay. I thought that was the entrance. I thought that was what I had done. Oh, wait. Weird. I guess maybe there's a way to open that wall. I just haven't found it. Let's see. There it is. But the question is, how do you go up there? And it may be that it's only for... because you can't look up either. Maybe that you can only go up there in one of the other versions of the game. There is a Game Boy Advance version, a Sega version. Is there a Super Nintendo version, I think? But they had some variations to the whole thing, but I don't understand what that hole's there for. No real clues. Nothing seems to like lower a ladder or anything that you can go. It was on SNES. Yeah, I thought there was. But I don't remember. One of them has, let's see, can I click on the bones that go up the hole? Hey, heal this guy, resurrect his bones. Could use a 5th and 6th member. Alright. Understand. Is there no way? I mean, like, why is there a hole in the ceiling? What's the point of that? Yeah, deep questions. Hmm? Trapped pit. Covered pit. Is there like a way to put a hole in the ceiling marker? Like something I can tap to tell me what it is, because it's not a pit, it's a hole in the ceiling. Yeah. Yeah, Brad Pitt's brother is Trap Pit. Yeah. Guess really the only thing I have is I can just put this little hole there. I don't know what you want to call it. Pick something. Alright. Well, this is the very top level. So technically that hole would go to Waterdeep, the city, which is right above me. I mean, that would be the thing presumably right above me. Everything else is lower. All the other stuff I've been to is below me. Not sure, but that's there. I can't. So we'll go down and go. Yeah, that's right. Oh, wait. Is that one closed? Oh, I know why that one's closed. You saying, what does that mean? Did I miss something? Really obvious? Second here. Got the manual for a moment. No, I'm trying to scratch my chin trying to figure this out, right? So yeah, actually, I have actually mapped out more of this level than what is in the manual. So I have everything in this level as far as mapping is concerned, which means I probably already picked everything up. Now, level 3... So, mapped out than what's in the actual manual. So there's that as well. That's a good sign. So that does indicate stairs up and down. On this one. Hang on a second. Where is it? Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. What? Oh, it's treating ladders as stairs. That's why. Okay. That explains quite a bit. So they're not treating those as ladders. They're treating them as stairs in this guide. That's why it's showing stairs and not ladders. Weird. Okay, I feel better. I'm doing a little bit better than I thought I was. Alright, so let's get... Where am I? Let's get out of here. Let's get back down to the next level because... we need to move this party forward. Onward, brave crusaders. Sorry about that. Where are we? Alright, so that way it's nothing of consequence. Yeah. You won. You'll get there eventually. We'll return to your former glory soon enough. Oops. There we go. Bito by Bito. What is this, an advertisement? Am I making, like, cologne or something? Like bit by bit. Well, you know, we got bitcoins, right? I'm looking for anything that I have missed. I don't think I've missed much here. The Americans put Worcestershire sauce on your cheese and toast. No, I don't, actually, but I love Worcestershire sauce on stuff like roasts. I'll put it on burgers. I like brown sauce, too, actually. We can get that here. In fact, we have a sort of brown sauce that we refer to as A1 sauce, which seems to be a variation of brown sauce. Delicious, you should try it. Yeah, I probably will. I would put it on, like, you know, fries and things like that too, so wouldn't be surprised if I enjoyed it. It's one of those that works well with a lot of meat-like feels. There's the teleporter. Boom, teleporter. Also known as rats. I don't know what the... like, I guess it's dripping sounds that I keep hearing. Alright. Alright. guess. It's probably time I start making my downward journey. Let's see if I can make it down here, because this is the real challenge. There is supposed to be a healer on this next level. And the healer can neutralize poison as well as resurrect characters. Don't know where they are. No clue. But when I get down here, I'm going to be attacked by spiders. And the spiders are going to poison me. So that means I should probably rest. Sure, all my spells, all my health, everything. Because I'm going to need to fight my way through all this nonsense till I can find a healer. Now then, the real unfortunate thing is I cannot save once I get poisoned. If I save when I get poisoned and I don't know where the healer is, I will very likely kill my party off. Because I can't rest with poison. I don't even think I can rest with slow poison. Because the end result is I'll die. So anyway, let's see what happens. Oh boy. That requires a key. Anybody get a key? No one is able to force that door open. Alright, here we go. This is actually the first time I'm nervous about traversing a level. Okay, I should get to work. Thanks for the stream. Oh man, you're working? Oh, August is working. It's growing up so much now. Alright, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Thank you again for yesterday, too. That was really awesome of you. As always. Oh, cool. Eye of the Beholder. Yep. Back into it. Yeah, I'm going to try and finish this. Obviously not going to finish it today. I just hit level 4, this time legitimately, not by falling through a pit. Yeah, starting late as usual, too. Don't be late. You should be on time. Always be on time. If you're late, if you're early, you're late. If you're late, if you're on time, you're early. Or is it, if you're early, you're on time? You know what I mean. I can't get that right, but I think you get it. Okay, Dad. See, I don't know. The rock I threw on this didn't make any difference, so I'm going to leave that alone. There was nothing here. So I am going to save it, because I'm not poisoned, so I'm good. Basically what this means is, I need to, you know what? I wonder if I can back up my saves. That's a good idea. Hang on a second. See if I can back up my save here, because if I can save myself an awful lot of grief. Where is it? Eye of the Beholder. Ooh, no, that's not Eye of the Beholder. That's Eye of the Beholder. Put that in my backup folder. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Oh, this is where I came from, isn't it? So I guess I'm going to have to find a key. Where the key is unknown at this point. I don't have a resist poison option. So this room is just one big room. How about we... That's not what I... Crap. So Earl II is poisoned. And that means we're going to have to work fast to find that healer. Because I have... Or neutralize poison. Cleric. I think this is the room I fell into in the pit. There's no way out of that. Oh crap, now Bob Jr. is poisoned. Okay. This is gonna get hairy. Don't think he was up there because this is, I think, where I came from. So we're gonna go back this way. She's just gonna keep taking hits. Her health. Those refresh. We are in trouble. What's that? Oh, the key. Anybody got any room for some rocks? Anybody want to carry some rocks? Can't put that item here. Why not? Let's throw that away. That was... Oh, crap. I mean, they're already poisoned. What difference does it make, right? Oh, no! Finally. Okay, so I have no reason to... Wait a minute. They spun the web back. Interesting. There we go. Who's got the key? You got the key. Oh, come on. Tell me this leads to a healer. God, I need a healer. No. There's a spider in there. I don't want to talk to him right now. He doesn't look very happy about me being in his lair. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Oh man, really? I didn't realize the slow poison had faded. Which way am I going? This way? Uh-oh. I am in trouble, and he is dead. And, yeah. So I have no front line, guys. I am in deep trouble now. Really? Dwarvish writing of some kind. No idea what that's doing. It's like supposed to be a dwarven healer or cleric in this area, maybe? Just tell me. Oh, good. Dwarvish writing, okay. Another keyhole. Dwarvish writing of some kind. Please let this take me to a healer. I found loot. But that's not what I need. That's not what I need. I desperately need a healer. Come on, anybody. Can't believe I haven't run into any more spiders. Key, do I? Oh. So maybe it's back this way. Oh. Okay, so...
How do you open the portal? Hang on a second here. There's a way to open this portal. I've read it in the manual. Give me just a second here. The heck was it? I think I may have finally found who I was looking for. Here we go. Okay, so... Dwarves that built the halls beneath the water-deep sewers used a series of magic portals to move quickly through their underground empire. These portals are now used by Xanathar and his minions as a system of high-speed transportation. These portals and the stone items that trigger them make it much easier for the party to move and explore. There are 16 different portals, each one requiring a special enchanted stone item as a key. There are 7 different stone items. Great. How do you tell which one's which? Level 4, that's where I am. So it takes a medallion. Okay, so that's the medallion. That's what I need to do. Got the medallion. Medallion, medallion. Who's got the medallion? You got the medallion. I don't get it. It's like you can put it right there and it matches and it won't drop it, but it's not taking it. And it should be, according to this one. The stone... Oh, wait. Is that actually... No. It's a stone medallion. It's just a medallion. Yeah, exactly. Stone medallion. Crap. So, my party is actually going to be dead. There's no way I'm going to survive this. Yeah. Not the healing? I thought that was healing. Cure poison spells. Ah, or potions. Nice. Okay. Let's see. I'm not going to... save it, because I don't know if I'm going to make it to the rest of this dungeon. Thank you, by the way, Paradise. I appreciate that. I'm sitting here trying to figure this out. Kind of panicky. So that's on me. I think he can use... Yeah, he can't use that. But he can use a dart. Unfortunately... Swap. Oracle of Knowledge. Interesting. So I have a shelf in the wall. Have anything? So I got the stone. Oh, wait. That's not what I want to do. I mean, kind of was, but that's not really what I intended to do. So I guess I'm missing something that goes on that shelf, but I'm going to find out what it is. Is this a dead end? Yeah, because I don't have a key yet. I hadn't found the key. Okay. genuinely surprised I haven't run across any more spiders. Right, there's something more to this room than just... Let's take a look at each wall. Really? So that's it? There's nothing in here? Not even on the ceiling or the floor? I want snow and cherry blossom trees everywhere forever. Morning, wifey. How you doing? What is that? Whoa. Going down. Oh. Lord no. Lord no. I just realized that was stairs. Oh my god. Okay, so we need to... we need to pause that. We're going to add some stairs. Go. Save our map. Okay. Gotta be kidding me. So that's a one-way door. Crap. That stinks. Anyone played Streets of Rage 5? I'm scared to play it because my ass probably get kicked even on easy mode. I couldn't play those games. She is indeed. Is my wife. Uh-oh.
Hello.
That's coffee. I've got my manual in the way. There we go. Alright, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna figure this out. We will solve the mystery. Was that a raid? Raid? Yeah, fighting games I can have fun with, but they frustrate me most of the time. They really do. I stink at them for one thing. Oh, I see. I get it. So I need to find the others. There's pits there. I need to make sure that the arms are up. And see if that changes the status of those pits, because that one obviously made a difference. I guess at one point I was able to walk that way. Wish I had a dwarf in the party. I'd be able to understand what that says. Okay, that should have changed more of those pits. Let's see. Yep, it did. Interesting. How to get back over there? How did I do that? Wow. Okay, so I screwed up bad by not staying behind that door. Now I can't remember how to get... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's different. Where to go from here? Like, how to get back into that. Maybe I'm missing one more. Yeah, I gotta be. There it is. Okay, let's see if that got all the pits. And that opened them back up again. Alright, so that did that. I still don't have the key for that yet. Even on the dead guys, they don't have the keys either. Actually, I am going to put symbol at it. And we have a door right here. Bear with me for just a second. I need to take a quick bio break. Give me just a moment. Oh. Oh, thank you for the follow for Coffee's channel there, Twilight Hero. I appreciate that. Sorry about that little delay there. Excuse me. Let's see. we can figure out where that key is. Now that we're back to this area and we know how to bring us back here. Pardon me. Must be a button somewhere I pushed that opened that wall up, and I just don't know where it is. Are you any of you streamers? You know, more than happy to give you a shout out if you'd like. Coffee was interested as well. This way. I feel like these big rooms with absolutely no loot, there's got to be something more to them than what I'm seeing, because there's two of them side by side. They have nothing in them. No indication. Oops. No indication that there's anything really here for me to do. Buttons to push? Nothing. I just don't understand. This is really weird. I feel like I'm missing something. Here's another one. I mean, it could just be there just to mess with your head, make you feel exactly the way I do. There's something here. What is it? What am I missing? I don't know. Looking for variations on the wall and the stone pattern, like the lighting variations. They had sometimes put another key. Alright, so we've got another key. Hole and key. It's there. Oops. Not there. I can't figure out how to get this to... No? Wanting to do this at an angle. I don't want it as an angle. Oh, I know why. I see it. Still learning this. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Got a door right there. Save the map. Back in we go. What is it? Force that door open. We have no choice but to find a key. Like, there's got to be a key in one of these rooms. There's some other kind of interaction I'm not seeing. Pixel hunting, is that what we're doing? I do like how they've ramped difficulty up a little bit as you progress deeper as far as the puzzles are concerned. The first few levels, the puzzles are really easy to understand and figure out. Not to say that not all of these puzzles are really that complicated, but they've definitely made some things a little harder to understand. Back to this room. Make sure I'm not missing something. I've got to be missing something. It's just on the floor. I'd love to know what the little gargoyles on the wall specifically mean. Some you can interact with, like the keyholes. Or raise or lower the arm, which is usually a trigger for something. Let's see, but there's a bunch that don't have any interactivity at all. Uh-oh. That was dangerously stupid. So what I'm going to do here is mark this. I'm going to end up killed. Let's see. So this is a pressure plate right there. We have 3 pits. 1, 2. Alright, we're going to save that. This is where I found the cure poison potions, which I should probably come back down here, load it up, and come back down here, and then just head straight to this spot. Mark where I came down. That was stupid. Don't know there. Do I? Not really. I got him. Bye. Just takes me a second. Okay. What to put? What's it that goes there? I guess I don't have what I need yet. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it is I'm looking for to put there, so back to that. See if I can get a clue. I'll probably, as soon as I find it, I'll probably be like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's all it was? These things, I wonder, there's got to be a reason for them. Close that. Don't have the amulet for that, so I can't go in there. Not entirely sure that's what I want to do yet. Any impact on what I see in the other room? This is the whole Oracle of Knowledge thing. Oh. Oh, it's too large to fit. I'm supposed to do down there yet, but I'm wondering if maybe that's where the healer is. Can take manual should tell me. Well, let's see what the manual says. And by the way, yes, I'm only using the manual that came with the game. using a walkthrough, so this is more of a general guide and not an actual, this is really all the secrets. It does have existing maps. We're on level 4. The level of Dwarven Ruins. I haven't even really... Beyond... There's more... Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so we're... Let's see. That is... Give me anything at all. No, it doesn't. Sometimes they don't tell you anything about the levels. You just kind of have to work it out. The guy, like I said, the guy doesn't really tell you a lot. Gives you... Oh, here we go. Let's see. 63. There is a message on the south wall that reads, Oracle of Knowledge. 64. The shelf on the south wall is empty if you... Oh, okay. Orb of Power. Haven't found that. Oh, okay. So it's an identify thing. Gotcha. Oh. But I have no idea what that is. It looks like there's just... The gargoyles are just decorations. It doesn't really say there's much... Oh, maybe it was the next level that has a healer. I was thinking it... Yeah. Okay, so I think that's what it is. Oops. Don't hold him. Arrow key down. Just go flying down the stairs. Okay, so... I know where the potions are located. In fact, we're going to mark that on the map since I've already picked them up. That way, always come back if I die. Because I have yet to actually save it since I got to this level. I've done really well considering I have it saved. This will let me... This will help me, locate them if I die when I go down the stairs. So let's see what happens. So I need to find a healer desperately. If I can find a healer, I can resurrect Bob Jr. and Earl II, and then I've got 2 additional party members, a thief and 1 other. Pause this. Probably gonna die. Oh, this kind of stinks. Oops, wrong one. Well, prayer doesn't do much for the dead, does it? I'm going to come back to that. I want to find the healer first. I don't have any more room to carry anything anyway. Until I can get those other 2 party members. Oh, that was interesting. Scale mail? Is that what that is? Yeah, scale mail. Key. A dwarven key. Well, I guess I could use that. Go back up the steps, huh? see. Maybe get lucky. Supposedly dwarves are on this level, and that's the good guys, maybe. Really use some good guys. Looks like I'm just going in a circle. What's that? Let's see, we can go this way. Is there anything else down here, or is it just a little spiral? This way. This is a dwarvish oh, it's a hidden wall. Scroll of prayer, which I have no use for. Aha. This is probably where I die. Who has the key? Enemies yet. Glad. Rather run into friendlies before I run into enemies at this point. It's my... They're still good. And okay, that's a doorway I can't get through yet. No one's able to pry that one open. A button or something is. Let's not go this way. Ooh, okay, that was food. Now we have to look for runes again on the walls because we have lots of hidden doorways, hidden entrances, things like that. It's back to where it came from. It's just a cubby hole. That you even have doors that are like broken. Oh, hey! I am Armin, spokesman of this clan. Of course, we have information of the location, the exits from these halls, but in our hour of need, I have no time to help you. However, if you would be willing to help us, hear that proposal. Armin begins. Our clan is descended from the dwarves who built these great halls. Here, our ancestors lived in peace until hordes of evil creatures drove them out and into the realms of men and elves. On the surface, our numbers dwindled. Finally, our leader, King Tirgo, gathered our people and led us underground in search of our ancestral home. Using secret knowledge passed down through the royal family, we finally discovered these stone-carved halls. The halls were vast, and we only explored a small portion before we had to make camp in an enclosed area decorated with stone portal. But while the camp slept, the stone portal flared with magical light. From the light, a horde of drow charged us. They were led by a female they called Shindia. We rose up and fought the Dark Ones. Though we were exhausted by long weeks of travel, both sides suffered from many casualties, but in the end we forced them to retreat into the portal from which they came. The battle was costly. King Tirgo was wounded by a poisoned dagger and now lies in eternal sleep. Nothing our cleric can do will wake him. His only son, Prince Kirgar, was captured by the invading drow. With no member of the royal family among us, we no longer have access to their secrets. Knowledge of the exits from these halls. Now we wait while our cleric heals our surviving warriors. Once prepared, we will try to rescue our prince and avenge the fall of Tirgo. Our numbers are small, but we would rather fight to our deaths than abandon our prince to the drow. Unless, if your party were to rescue Prince Kirgar from the drow and return him to us, he could give you information about the exits from these halls. You would have information, and we would have our prince. So will you help us? Of course. Armin accepts your help with gratitude. He hands you a medallion made of stone. Take this. Shindia dropped it in the battle. It is the key to activate the portal through which she and her minions came. Our ancestors built the portals to transport them from one location to another quickly. When the portal doorway is touched with the right object, the portal is activated. You would have followed Shindia and her drow elves back through the portal, but we are not ready to confront them. The Ancient Ones also used powerful magic such as this to gain knowledge. Legend has it that there is an Oracle of Knowledge, and the key to its operation is the powerful Black Orb. By placing an orb into the Oracle, its power is released. Our cleric can help heal your wounds. Be careful not to tax him too heavily. He has been healing the wounds of our warriors and trying to revive the king from his poisoned sleep. Armin stops. One other thing. A young dwarven warrior would like to join you in your quest to find the prince. Will you allow him to join you? Absolutely. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so we have some nifty equipment. So this is the stone medallion. We've got some more food. Lots of food. Look at that. Tons and tons of food. Okay. Awesome. Right, I feel like I might be able to save now. Oh, yes. Ah, there we go. Yes. Heal party. Alright, so we're going to swap Bob and Earl. Oh no, where'd he go? Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I should have resurrected. I didn't know he was going to be there, and it was just... oh, crap. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's rest. He said don't tax him too much. You mean I can't rest here because these are good guys? Let's see, maybe I'm too close to some monsters somewhere else. Oh man, I can't believe I screwed that up. Wish you luck in your travels. An exhausted dwarven cleric rubs his eyes and tells you to come back after he has rested. Oh god. Go. So I need to rest even more? Seriously? Okay, so how long do I need to do this? So let's see. Joram. See, he is a fighter. Lawful good. Awesome. So I have some gear to give him. Scale mail. We're all kind of right. Scale mail better than chainmail? I think it is. See, somebody had a helmet too. He's got a nice helmet. Look at that. Dwarf helmet. Is it anything like splint mail or snail mail? No, it makes a lot more noise. Probably moves about as quick, as heavy as it is, I'm sure. It just rhymed, and that was my thought. It's alright. Awesome. I can't believe I got an actual... Oh, thank God. Okay, so I feel like I can actually save here. Let's go back. We're gonna... Yeah, no, thank you for wishing me luck. I think it's a good idea that we save here. So I think I can get through this part now. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? And let's do some marking. What time is it? 10:23. We're gonna mark these out real quick so I know where the cleric and all is. And then we're gonna have to pick this up tomorrow. Or tonight, excuse me, not tomorrow. So that's a door. Let's see. We want to do some text. Ooh, dwarvers? Dwarves. There we go. Actually, let's change that to red because it's a lot easier to see. Okay. Okay, I thought it was going to be easier to see, but holy crap. Do I just need to make it... Can I make it bigger? We just do like something like that. That's even worse. Okay, yellow it is. So we're gonna put healer right there. We're gonna accept that, and we're going to back to this. No. And about terrain. There we go. Right, I think that pretty much covers that, so... It rhymed, that was my first thought, yeah. Say, why is it not unsnapping my mouse? There we go. Right, I'm gonna rest one more time and see if he's ready to resurrect, because if he is... Look. Jeez, how much rest does he need? I can't believe I screwed that up. Oh well, I can come back to him. Now that I know where he is, I think I can progress further. They gave me the information I need. Gave me some tools, gave me some access to that portal. Go save the prince. Awesome. All right. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Much as I hate to do it, we need to end for today. I need to get to work in about 30 minutes. Give me some time. And before I go, though, I want to say thank you very much, everybody, for being here. August, Wolfshear, thank you so much. Let's see, who all was here? We had quite a few people here. Twilight Hero, Slythe, Coffee was here. She was late. She was sleeping. She was here. Stream Elements, thank you for being here. Just kidding. Elsewhere, thank you all for being here. You all have been wonderful this morning. I really appreciate it. Before I go, do we have anybody? Look at that. Coffee did that on purpose, didn't she? She would. So we're going to raid into Gemini Angel. She's currently playing Secret of Monkey Island, which is what I was supposed to be playing until I made a mistake and plugged in a brand new monitor, which really wasn't a mistake. It was just that it kind of shifted things around. But anyway, this is a great game. You guys are going to love it. I promise. The community is excellent. She's really sweet. You're going to really enjoy it. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope to see you again tonight. I'll be back about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll continue our travels through the dungeons. Maybe the healer will finally resurrect my characters. Thank you so much, Andres FBCFCS. I appreciate you being here as well. No problem. Hope to see you again soon. I'll be back tomorrow morning as well with some more Eye of the Beholder. You have a wonderful day. Be safe. Have fun.